All right, so it's a new week, and this week we're talking about dental health. So today is President's Day, and of course, George Washington is very well known for having wooden teeth, false teeth. So that might come up again later. But generally, we're really talking about how important dental health is to just general physical health. And the first book actually brings in a little bit of information about yoga. Now, we were just talking about Chinese New Year. Now, I don't remember where yoga originated. Um, from which country did yoga originate? All right, so India. Yeah, the yoga yogis. All right, so here we go. China does come up here, so it seems like China was very early in yoga's popularity. But let's see what it says here. When did yoga originate? We explain everything you need to know about the ancient practice. So, yoga is a practice that focuses on flexibility, breath work, and strength. But when did yoga originate? People often practice yoga to find mental wellness and stillness in addition to the physical benefits it offers. Yoga is one of the few exercise routines that focuses on developing unity and harmony between the mind and body. Such is yoga's popularity that you'll find it everywhere, whether it's classes at your local fitness center, on television shows, and in films, or in social media. Practicing the different types of yoga can be as simple as unfurling your yoga mat in your living room and doing some sun salutations before work. Hold on, there's a lot of coffee going on. So, got a little boost here. All right, so the history of yoga is commonly segmented into four main eras: pre-classical, Vedic, classical, post-classical, and modern. What am I drinking here, you might ask? It's not so bad. I've never had this before, but it's vinegar from pickling some red onions that's been pickling for like, I don't know, a couple of weeks, and a lot of cinnamon and some extra water. And it should help with, like, you know, the first little bit of tingles. Like feeling a cold or whatever. I'll look it up to see if this should make a difference or not. But yeah, I believe in it. And it's quite good. It's a lot of cinnamon with the vinegar. All right. So the history of yoga is commonly segmented into four main areas: pre-classical, Vedic, classical, post-classical, and modern. Pre-classical Vedic period. There is a lot of speculation about the exact period in which yoga originated, with some saying it came into being in some form 5,000 years or more ago. According to information from the Indian government's Ministry of External Affairs, the earliest theory of yoga was developed by the Indus Sarasvati civilization in northern India around 2700 BC. The Sanskrit word yuj means yoga. The Sanskrit word juj, which yoga is derived from, means to join or to unite, and was first mentioned in the Rig Veda, the earliest of four religious texts known as the Vedas. The Rig Veda is a collection of Indian hymns written in Sanskrit and is one of the holiest and most sacred texts of Hinduism. It is thought to have been written around 1500 to 1200 BC, according to Britannica. Tips for controlling one's breath and balancing energies were discussed in the Vedas. Yoga-like practices are also described in other Vedic Sanskrit texts known as the Upanishads. According to Vimala Thakur's book, Glimpses of Raja Yoga, an introduction to Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, Indian people would go to Rishi, or enlightened person, to guide them in the teachings outlined in the Veda. Yoga in this period was known as Vedic yoga. Ceremonies that encouraged mental fortitude were led by the Rishi. Classical period. Yoga then moved into what's known as the classical period, roughly between 500 BC to 800 AD, according to the Indian government's Ministry of External Affairs. During this time, many new texts systematically laid out the ways to practice yoga. A pioneering text called the Yoga Sutras is widely attributed to the sage Patanjali in ancient Tamilakam. This collection of Sanskrit musings about the theory and practice of yoga is seen as a must-read for yogis, and introduce the concepts of Ashtanga, or the 8 limbs of yoga, also known as Raja Yoga. The 8 limbs are Patanjali is renowned as the forefather of yoga, and his 8-step system is the backbone to modern yoga practice. It's also thought that Hinduism and Buddhism, which are thought to have had origins at a similar time, could have played integral parts in the formation of coherent systems of yoga. In fact, yoga is one of the 6 schools of philosophy with Hinduism, which helps to answer the question, is yoga a religion? Post-classical period. Centuries after Patanjali's seminal text, somewhere around 800 to 1700 AD, yoga was still developing. Perhaps due to the practice's religious origins, the benefits to the mind had been the main focus for centuries. However, yogis wanted to explore how yoga improves one's physicality. They deemed the physical more important than the mental in the journey to achieving enlightenment. This brought about changes in the types of yoga that were practiced. According to Med India, yogis within this period developed body-centered yoga practices such as Tantra yoga and Hatha yoga. Hatha was a Sanskrit word for force, reflecting how important the physical is in this type of yoga. At the modern period, as reported by Yoga Journal in the late 1800s, yoga masters began to travel to Europe and America to share the teachings of yoga. The first Hindu teacher to lecture about yoga was Swami Vivekananda in 1893. His teachings were received warmly and curiously by the Western intellectuals. Scholars such as Ralph Waldo Emerson and Arthur Schopenhauer were among the audience of Vivekananda's lecture. I don't see anything about China here. Okay. Let's see. I'm talking about rice vinegar. Health complications. I think it helps. I'm pretty sure vinegar helps. So, yeah. The vinegar should help it not get worse, and then the cinnamon should help soothe. Maybe. Huh. All right. Good. So let's skip to the book. I didn't see anything about China. This is totally about India. So I didn't think yoga started in China, but I know it was more like an Asian practice. But I wasn't thinking about India, even though that makes perfect sense. Tai Chi, right? Anyway, doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and open this up. Praise for your mouth, the gateway to a healthier you. This book about modern and whole person dentistry is enjoyable to read and easy to grasp. It contains many insights and practical ideas, not just about mouth health, but about taking care of the whole you. All right, I just realized I should probably start sharing links to these books when I share them at the beginning of the week. So I'll start doing that. But yoga-based approach to exploring the connections between oral health, whole body wellness, and longevity. Table of contents. Power of the mouth, the whole body connection, grinding, clenching, and headaches, snoring, sleep apnea, alignment and mouth-body connection, the power of the food we chew, the power of being positive, feeling empowered, and full potential, yoga for the mouth. Being mindful of the power of our choices, making small movements and slow shifts, practicing proper deep rhythmic breathing. Learning to expand and stretch, yoga exercises for the mouth. Let's try that out. The mouth is one of the body's most powerful instruments. Without it, we couldn't survive. It is how we get our nutrition and satisfy our thirst. It's the means by which we communicate and articulate our thoughts and feelings, how we share ourselves with our friends, our neighbors, and our communities. It is also a lighthouse for the human spirit. When we smile, we radiate light and impart our energy. As a dentist, I believe it is important to communicate with those entrusted, excuse me, to my care. My philosophy has always been one of empowering my patients with education. I know that when patients open their mouths, they are giving me their trust. It is impossible to underestimate the importance of building trust throughout active listening. I've come to realize that in many ways, my patients are often their own best physicians. Listening gives me a deeper understanding and awareness of what they are truly expecting. Then following through with a clinical examination gives me a much clearer picture of the best course of treatment. It is a two-way communication that creates the most favorable outcome. I have been practicing dentistry for more than 30 years. I never feel like I go to work. My work is who I am, and what I do is my passion, my hobby, and my life. In some ways, it's remarkable that I made this career choice. Given the confession I am about to make, growing up, I hated going to the dentist. The dentist terrified me. To help me through my appointments, my mother always promised that I could go to the toy store and pick out a game or a puzzle if I would just sit quietly and let the dentist do his work. Luckily, I sailed through my teenage years without a single cavity. Then one day, a chance meeting on the bus while traveling to my hometown of Peterborough, proved fortuitous. I ran into an acquaintance from my neighborhood. We were the same age and both in undergraduate programs at university. He asked me what I was planning to study. At the time, I had been thinking very seriously about medicine. He told me that he was going to study dentistry. From an open house at the University of Toronto, where he discovered that dentists worked with laughing gas and that there were all kinds of toothbrushes, not just the kind we bought at the drugstore, I was riveted. Perhaps if I could become a dentist, I could help other people overcome their fear of going to the dentist. My fascination was further piqued in dental school with the first lecture on the mouth-body connection. Some of the pictures my professors used in their lectures were quite frankly shocking. I'd never seen an image on a large screen of a mouth pulled open so wide, showing not just the teeth, but the gum tissue and tongue. Sometimes the mouth was healthy, but often the pictures showed decay and various states of disease. Those images stayed with me. In fact, they became part of my lifelong quest to understand how the body mirrors itself in the mouth and vice versa. I've always been committed to keeping up on the latest scientific advancements. I have continued my education each and every year through seminars and professional development, and I have always sought to share this knowledge with my patients. I believe mine is an approach that corresponds with many of the same values and principles found in the practice of yoga. Yoga is about expansion and opening ourselves up to a higher power. It is fundamentally about empowerment. Ultimately, I live to work with my patients rather than on them. I aim to give them an opportunity to participate in their treatment plan and healing. Some would argue that the golden age of dentistry has passed because we have now figured out how to help people preserve their teeth over a lifetime. However, I believe we're entering a most exciting period in dentistry yet. Not only have dentists' responsibilities expanded as we take on a larger role in protecting our patients against the threat of serious illness, but technology has given us the tools to create spectacular smiles. I believe that people ought to be able to keep their teeth until they are 120. But even if you live to be 80 or 90, wouldn't it be great to say you had the best smile until the last day of your life? What other part of the body can we say is going to be the very best until the end? In the spirit of empowerment, continuous education, and imparting knowledge, I would like to share my passion and what I have learned in more than 3 decades of practice. If you have an amazing smile, celebrate it and treasure it. If you have a friend or loved one who doesn't, please share this book with them. That's what friends and family do. Support and celebrate each other through the journey and school of life. If this book empowers just one person and helps them release their fear as I was able to do, then it has succeeded. The power of the mouth. Our mouth is, first and foremost, the means by which we take in our nutrients and where digestion begins. It plays a social and sexual role. We kiss those we love. The mouth also plays a primary role in the way we communicate. Our voice, for example, is produced in the throat, while the tongue, lips, and teeth and jaws are all needed to produce the range of sounds that make up our speech. You might even say that our words determine our destiny. You might even say that our words determine our destiny. According to psychologists, optimistic words lead to happiness, both for the person thinking and speaking positively and for the listener. This contributes to the success of our relationships, our work lives, and even our companies. But man, our mouth is part of how we make the sounds of laughter and, of course, how we smile. Our smile plays a major role in how we perceive ourselves and others. Just as a radiant smile opens the world up to us and reflects positive energy, an unattractive smile holds us back. When we don't like the aesthetics of our mouth, it is more difficult to speak our truths, to be authentic, and to embrace the world. Our response to aesthetics seems to be hardwired. We know that babies respond to faces that are more attractive. Good-looking men and women get better and more prestigious jobs. A 2004 study by the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry shows that 99% of those surveyed believe that an attractive smile is an important social asset, while 96% believe that an attractive smile makes a person more appealing to the opposite sex. Meanwhile, 74% feel a bad smile can ruin your chance of career success. Wow. That's my teeth, basically. So, yeah. I was going to demonstrate on Wednesday how my two front teeth will be together and then they'll flare out, which is why I've had a permanent retainer for years. But there just seemed to be so many misunderstandings. I think people thought I had fake teeth because I had that behind my teeth. And then there was also, I went to a dentist one time. She only whitened like my two front teeth. And so my teeth looked like they were very fake, but they're not. They're very real, actually. I also have my wisdom teeth, my four wisdom teeth still. And yeah. Yeah. So we have always viewed our teeth as something more than just tools for chewing and shredding food. Long before whitening strips, braces, and porcelain veneers, primitive people sought to enhance their appearance with beautiful teeth. The Mayans filled their teeth with colorful inlays of jade and gold. Young girls in the Ticuna tribe of Brazil traditionally filled their teeth with sharp points as a mark of beauty. On the other side of the world, Hindus in Bali file their teeth to symbolically remove aggressive behavior and mark the passage from puberty into adulthood in a ceremony that takes place prior to their wedding day. Even cavemen were obsessed with preserving their teeth. In 2001, archaeologists digging at a Neolithic gravesite in Pakistan, estimated to be between 7,000 and 9,000 years old, uncovered evidence of humankind's earliest dentistry. They found half a dozen molars that had been drilled with flint heads, revealing a complex procedure in which the tooth's cavity wall was carved out to remove decay. Researchers believe that these early dentists were probably the tribe's bed workers, whose skills also proved useful for fixing teeth. Bead workers, sorry. Researchers believe that these early dentists were probably the tribe's bead workers, whose skills also proved useful in fixing teeth. Early in their history, even the ancient Greeks hadn't achieved this degree of sophistication. They initially believed that tooth decay was caused by spirits. They sought cures for toothaches and decay through magic and prayer. Not until the arrival of Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, were those notions dispelled. Hippocrates sought scientific evidence and set out to separate medicine from religion. He posited that disease wasn't a punishment inflicted by the gods, but the product of diet and lifestyle. In his journals, Hippocrates wrote extensively about problems with the teeth and gums, raising possible connections between what happened in the oral cavity and the rest of the body. He believed that tooth decay was caused by the corrosive action of food, in addition to individual predisposition. He also invented a number of dental instruments, including forceps for extraction, and advocated cleaning the teeth with small wooden sticks and wool moistened with honey. Based on Hippocrates' early work, the glory of Rome was said to be reflected in the mouths of its most prominent citizens. Clean teeth were so valued by affluent families that they had their slaves clean their mouths daily. Poets and writers of the time also celebrated teeth as fundamental aspects of women's beauty and orators' diction. Reading smiles. What makes a beautiful smile? In many ways, the basics of a great smile mirror the principles of yoga. A beautiful smile radiates vitality. Like yoga, it's about proper alignment. And it doesn't just look good, it functions well too. A healthy mouth depends on the shape of each tooth in relation to the others, its alignment, its bite, and its position relative to the lips and tongue. We can also read faces for clues to other kinds of health issues that originate in the oral cavity. A weak chin with a bite misalignment, for example, may contribute to low oxygen intake, headache, or neck pain. The telltale signs of sleep apnea, a disruption of breathing during sleep, are often clearly visible on the face. It's a happy coincidence that well-functioning teeth and good-looking teeth are so intimately connected. When we achieve the best smile we possibly can, it changes our lives, making us more social and increasing the release of endorphins, which helps our immune system. Just as yoga tones our body, smiling tones and exercises our facial muscles. And a toned face looks younger. After all, beautiful teeth make us want to smile, and smiling is our best natural vitamin. Our performance in both the boardroom and the boudoir, a beautiful smile has another powerful advantage. It can take years off the face. A wide, white, and beautiful smile radiates youth, while cracked, stained, or chipped teeth can make us look much older than we really are. The two upper and lower cuspids, canines, are our longest teeth with long, firmly implanted roots and provide an actual framework for our smile. The fullness of our lips and mouth is wrapped over these long teeth. If we grind our teeth to the point where they are broken, flattened, or severely worn, we end up with sagging chin around our mouths. What? If we grind our teeth to the point where they are broken. Grind, I'm sorry. If we grind our teeth to the point where they are broken, flattened, or severely worn, we end up with sagging skin around our mouths, resulting in a much older appearance. The vast majority of facial aging occurs in the lower third of the face. Even if we look at the face of someone in his or her mid-20s, the early signs of aging are already setting in. These visible changes include descent of the eyebrows, the nasal chip, the descent of the chin tip, and sinking of the nasal bone. Lower third of the face? It's not the lower third of the face, though. Signs of aging visible in the mouth are evident when teeth become crowded. What? Teeth become crowded? Teeth crowd as you age? What? Wow. But it looks like it's only on the bottom, though. Hmm. Hmm. Oral health and general health are inseparable, and that oral health is integral to general health. It recognizes the mouth as a portal of entry for infections that can spread to other parts of your body, and acknowledges the need to change non dental healthcare providers' perception of the importance of oral health. Armed with the knowledge provided in this book, we can recognize and take responsibility for our choices and create healthy mouths and bodies, allowing us to experience and enjoy life to its fullest. Okay, let's go. Hmm. I will say that the drink is having an impact. Um, I'll be going to sleep shortly after this, and we'll see how we look in the morning. The whole body connection. We were supposed to be going actually to the end to see what it said about like mouth yoga. Whole body connection. Okay, I'm not sure how I got all the way back here again. Yoga for the mouth. All right. Many believe yoga is simply an exercise. Yes, yoga teaches exercises deep conscious breathing, as well as stretches for better posture, balance, and energy. But yoga is also a science and philosophy about the integration of body and mind. Yoga literally means to yoke in Sanskrit, which refers to yoking together or unifying the body and mind with the intent of realizing our connectedness and wholeness. How does this relate to looking after our mouth? The holistic principles and practices of yoga, which strive for overall mental and physical health, can be applied to caring for our mouths to achieve optimal oral health, which is an integral part of overall health. Science today is teaching us that the mouth is not a closed system, but one connected to the rest of the body, to the rest of our body. The health of our mouth is affected by the health of our body and vice versa. Gum disease is a bacterial infection in the mouth, and the same bacteria can travel through the bloodstream and put our entire health at risk. When the health of our mouth deteriorates through decay or gum disease, it may put our general health in jeopardy, particularly if we have additional risk factors. By making this critical connection between what goes on in our mouth and the rest of our body, we are taking the first step towards optimal health. Yoga teaches us about being mindful to maintain and improve our bodies over a lifetime. By being mindful, educated, and aware of our choices, we take responsibility for our well being. And it's each person's responsibility to be the guardian and protector of his or her own body. Yoga also shows us how to, excuse me, Yoga also shows us how small conscious movements can bring about long term results. When we begin yoga, we are reminded to get at our own pace. Go at our own pace. What's going on? Being mindful of the power of our choices. Yoga is about being mindful. By being mindful of the choices we make regarding our mouths, the hardness of the foods we eat, how we brush, how we chew, even how we hold the posture in our jaws, lips, and tongue, we have the power to bring about and sustain good dental health. Think about it for a moment. Our mouth is the most sensitive place in our body, detecting every particle that we place into it. Even how we chew with small mindful movements enhances the digestive process and our ability to extract essential nutrients. That reminds me, someone was once telling me about how one of his parents made him chew much more slowly. As a way, or I don't recall if it was a doctor told him this and his parent was enforcing it, but he was told to chew more slowly as the okay. Yoga reminds us to continually embrace the breath of life. Breathing is more than a respiratory exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. It is our very life force. The importance of deep, proper rhythmic breathing for health, energy, and well-being is not confined to yoga alone. The value of posture, balance, and flexibility. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Oh wow, only 2 minutes. What? When did that happen? So yeah, let's go ahead and get this ready, and we're done, and that'll be it for today. But we clearly have to go do some yoga, right? Oh, I could encourage scheduling. This is ridiculous. You just have to look and see what's out there, right? This is weird. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's the template. Oops. All right, so here's the first one. The title is Your Mouth, the Gateway to a Healthier. I have to include the yoga piece. I mean, I don't have to because I'll have the picture on there, I guess. I can do a yoga-based approach, ... All right, cool. Did they give any mouth yoga to do? Like, just... I just say, like, go to the dentist, honestly. Just go to the dentist. No, not go to the dentist. Traveling. Mouth yoga convention. Yoga mouth studio. Essex, Maryland. This seems fake. Yoga mouth studio? Come on. I'm sorry. Okay. Do you have a social media? Yes. So since I'm not actually finding anything on it, and there seems to be like a series of fake pages, and I don't see any way of Here's links. You would think that the link would work. Always open. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should. Did I? Yeah, no. Well, the thing about Facebook. What is this? I don't know. I'm going to put it on here. Yeah, let's see. This seems to be more up to date, right? So, and there's no link to the face or the Instagram here. Now, if I were to put this on an actual itinerary, I would like email or do like more verification or whatever. But I think this is good. Yoga Mouth Collective. And I just learned about this type of martial arts doing the Naruto one. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Now, I am a little bit uncomfortable. I might email them just to say, hey, I wanted to put your location on an itinerary. I just want to make sure that you're still active business. So, yeah. Hi, Yoga Mouse Studio. Let's just say checking in. right, so simple as that. And I think this is a great place to go. I'm going to put it on the itinerary for now. I would say study the mouth yoga. Hold on. Is the book? No, it's on the other tab. Window. Small movements and slow shifts. Lips together, teeth apart, tongue in place. Lips together, teeth apart, tongue in place. Is that right? All right, I'd say study chapter 9. And I'm still a little bit confused. All right, and that's it. So we're good. And we're done for today. It's a Monday. So have a great one and see you tomorrow. And I have not been sharing my screen this whole entire time. So we just go ahead and share what I have. Yep, this one here is what we have. So you go to Yoga Mouth Studio. Yoga Mouth Studio is here. Essex, Maryland. I emailed them. I sent this email. And yeah, couldn't find them on Instagram, but here's their Facebook page. So, see you tomorrow.